The lights burn white over the ring as the crowd hums with anticipation. That low electric murmur that only comes when experience collides with ambition. This is British boxing at its rawest. No shortcuts, no hype alone. Just two men walking toward a truth that cannot be hidden once the bell rings. On one side stands Ekow the Engine Essuman, 35 years old, seasoned, scarred, and still burning with belief. A former champion, a man who has gone deep into championship waters time and time again, who has felt 12-round pressure and survived storms that would drown others. On the other side is Ben Vaughan, 10 years younger, unbeaten, hungry, carrying momentum like a weapon. 2 first-round stoppages in his last outings have announced him loudly, and tonight is his leap of faith. This is the step up. This is where promise meets proof. As the referee calls them together, gloves touch, respect before violence. Vaughan's eyes show no fear, only fire. But Essuman's gaze is colder, calmer, like a man who knows the road because he's walked it before. The crowd senses it too. Youth versus mileage. Speed versus endurance. Power versus pressure. The Midlands area champion against the European-level operator. Vaughan wants to keep his dream alive by taking the scalp of a proven name. Essuman wants to remind everyone that the engine still runs. That one loss does not erase a career built on grit and volume. This is not just another fight. This is a measuring stick. The bell is about to ring, and with it comes the question that defines nights like these. How long can hunger survive when it collides with experience? From the opening seconds, the tempo tells its own story. Vaughan does not back away. He steps forward, straight into range, planting his feet and looking to impose himself early. It's brave, it's bold, but it's dangerous. Essuman reads it immediately. The engine starts quietly, efficiently, like a machine warming up before full throttle. Vaughan walks on to sharp right hands, clean, crisp shots that snap his head back just enough to register. Not enough to stop him, but enough to send a message. Essuman's timing is already there. He's bringing Vaughan onto punches, catching him as he leans forward, punishing impatience. Vaughan fires back, refusing to give ground, throwing with intent, trying to bully the older man. The crowd loves it. This is not a chess match, it's a collision. But underneath the chaos, Essuman is working. He's placing shots, varying the rhythm, letting Vaughan do the running. Blood begins to show early on Vaughan's nose. Small damage, but damage nonetheless. It's the tax you pay when you step into deep water too soon. Essuman's experience shows in the way he controls distance, slipping shots just enough, responding with tight counters. Vaughan's pressure scores with the judges visually, but Essuman's punches carry authority. You can feel the difference. One man is fighting on instinct and desire. The other is fighting with memory, with lessons learned over years. 2 rounds in, and the pace is already ferocious. The question isn't whether Vaughan belongs, he's proving he does. The question is whether he can keep paying the price this kind of pressure demands. As the fight moves forward, the rhythm begins to shift. Essuman's work rate, his signature, starts to show its value. The punches come in clusters now, not just singles. Vaughan is still marching forward, but he's being made to work every second, forced to take shots just to get his own off. Essuman's right hand continues to find a home, especially when Vaughan neglects the jab. Every time that lead hand drops, Essuman punishes him. Short hooks on the way out, sneaky uppercuts on the inside. This is clever boxing disguised as a brawl. Vaughan is game, courageous beyond question, but the damage is accumulating. Blood is more visible now, smeared across his face, evidence of the precision he's facing. Still, he doesn't stop. He loads up on shots, throwing with mean intentions, trying to dent the veteran's resolve. But Essuman absorbs it. Shots bounce off him. He barely flinches. At 35, this is a man who knows how to suffer. The crowd senses something special building. This is not fading into routine. This is turning into a test of character. Vaughan has never been past 6 rounds. Essuman has lived there. And you can feel that difference beginning to stretch the space between them. The pace remains relentless, but now it's Essuman who looks comfortable in the chaos, choosing when to engage, when to smother, when to answer back. The engine isn't just running, it's settling into a gear Vaughan has never experienced before. By the middle rounds, this fight becomes something else entirely. It's no longer just about technique or youth or experience, it's about will. Both men are marked up now. Sweat and blood mix under the lights as punches thud into arms, ribs, and heads. Vaughan has moments of success, especially when he commits to the body, digging in with determination, refusing to let Essuman breathe. He lands good shots, real shots, but they don't change the expression on Essuman's face. The veteran answers back immediately, often with better quality, tighter punches that snap and score. Inside fighting becomes key. Essuman thrives there, sneaking short uppercuts and hooks through small gaps in Vaughan's guard. Every exchange feels heavy. Every round feels like it could tilt the fight. The crowd roars for both men now. This is mutual respect, forged in violence. Vaughan is showing he belongs at this level, no doubt. But Essuman is showing why levels exist. He's calm in the storm, adjusting on the fly, conserving just enough energy while forcing Vaughan to spend everything. You start to wonder how long the younger man can keep this pace. The engine never seems to slow. If anything, it grows louder. Each round ends with Vaughan breathing harder, shoulders rising and falling, while Essuman walks back to his corner, composed, listening, calculating. This is where championship experience whispers its advantage. As the fight enters the later rounds, fatigue becomes a visible opponent. Vaughan is still coming forward, credit to him, but the sharpness begins to fade. The jab disappears for stretches, and without it, he's an easier target. Essuman notices immediately. Right hands split the guard. Hooks land clean. The punches are not reckless, they are chosen. Vaughan fires back, sometimes wildly, sometimes bravely, trying to summon something from deep inside. And to his credit, he finds moments. Big shots that land, moments that make the crowd gasp. But Essuman takes them. He always takes them. At 35, this is a man who understands pain as part of the process. His conditioning, his pacing, his belief, it all comes together here. He pushes Vaughan back just enough, reasserts control, just when momentum threatens to swing. The blood, the exhaustion, the noise, it all blurs together into a test of endurance. Vaughan is learning in real time what it means to fight someone who has been here before. Every mistake costs more now. Every second without defense invites punishment. And still, he refuses to fold. This is courage. But courage alone doesn't win fights at this level. In the final stretch, Essuman begins to look like a man reclaiming territory. The volume rises again, the engine finding a second wind just when Vaughan desperately needs rest. Short, accurate combinations, body shots that sap what little energy remains. Vaughan digs deep, throwing everything he has left, trying to steal moments, trying to leave no doubt that he gave everything. And he has. But Essuman's quality is undeniable now. His punches land cleaner. His movement, subtle but effective, keeps him just outside danger before stepping back in to score. This is where champions separate themselves, not with flash, but with consistency. Vaughan's heart keeps him upright. Essuman's experience keeps him ahead. The crowd is on its feet, sensing the end of something special. Not a knockout, but a conclusion forged through effort. This is what 10 hard rounds look like when neither man gives an inch. The final bell rings, and it feels like release. 10 rounds of relentless action, pressure, and pride. Both men raise their arms instinctively, exhausted but unbroken. The applause is immediate and thunderous. This is why people love boxing. Not for the easy endings, but for nights like this. Vaughan has answered every question about his toughness and ambition. He has proven he belongs in the conversation. But Essuman has answered the bigger one. He has shown that the engine still runs, that experience still matters, that belief, backed by conditioning, is a dangerous thing. As they wait for the announcement, you can see the respect between them. Warriors recognize warriors. The verdict confirms what the fight has shown. Ekow Essuman remains the WBO European welterweight champion. The engine was simply too much. Not overwhelming, not effortless, but relentless. This was not a passing of the torch. This was a lesson delivered with honesty and respect. For Vaughan, the loss does not define him. It shapes him. For Essuman, the win reaffirms his place, his relevance, his hunger at 35 years old. On a night when youth pushed hard, experience held firm. And as the crowd slowly filters out, one truth lingers in the air. When the engine is still running, you better be ready to go the distance.